Whew. Alrighty, just floof in the hair. Okay. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Stacey Storino. Welcome back to my channel, the number one place I do believe for content marketers, especially if you are entrepreneurs who are doing all or most of your own content marketing. And you want to have more subscribers, more followers on social, YouTube, especially. I think all different business owners and models have to have YouTube content nowadays. And you want more views on YouTube, more views on social. You want more people getting on your email list because everything else being equal in your marketing strategy, roughly 3/4 of your sales should be coming from your email list. We're not even talking about a well optimized website. That's good to have too. We're not just talking about posting to social daily or as much as you can. You can get sales from those sources too. You've got a blog, ditto. But like, what if your social media content marketing isn't getting you more followers and subscribers on social, on YouTube? It's not getting you more subscribers to your email list, where roughly 3/4 of your sales should come from every month. A quarter from social out there loose, not on your email list, and a well optimized YouTube channel as well, and a well optimized website as well. And what if you just need more sales, right? If you're a more traditional entrepreneur, you want to sell your stuff, digital, handmade stuff, physical products, your time, services. What if you are going to be selling somebody else's stuff because you want to get paid by the creator economy? But hey, it'd help if you got um if you got if you were pushing people to an affiliate link, or you've got a sponsorship deal. If you're not driving enough traffic to a sponsors link, you're not going to be getting sponsorship deals for long either. So, like, what do you do if you're not getting enough views and enough action and traction on your content? You're not happy with it, and you're like, I don't understand. Putting aside whether or not your videos, your photo posts, your graphic posts on social, your videos on YouTube, putting aside the fact that, like, maybe your content itself needs work. Let's just say that's not the problem. You're like, Stacey, I'm doing everything right. And I'm posting every single day on social or close to it. I'm putting out a YouTube video, like a long form one that's educational, entertainment, inspiration based, or a fusion blend, assemble all those things. And I don't understand. I am just simply not getting much, if any, traction on my content. Well, I want you to do this. I want you to keep in mind what I call the content trifecta. So if you need a visual, think about an equilateral triangle. Triangle has 3 sides, an equilateral triangle. Every one of those sides is just as important as the rest, so equal. At the top of this content trifecta is your ideal content consumer, the who. Who is both demographics and psychographics. The bottom two, like prongs, or the other 2 sides of the triangle, it is your what and your why. So if you're creating content, you have to keep this content trifecta in mind. Who is your ideal customer avatar if you're selling your own stuff, or even someone else's stuff through affiliate or sponsorship marketing? Because when you create the content, whether it's a video on YouTube or not, it could be a social media post, it's a photo or a graphic or something else. The advice is the same. I'll keep it to YouTube, but just realize that what I'm saying here in terms of the content trifecta that'll help your content get more views and more traction, just keep in mind social media, it would benefit social media posts, it would benefit there too. So you always have to keep the who in mind. You can't just say my content is great for everybody. My products that I'm selling or somebody else's products, it's great for everybody. You can't do that because you will drown in the sea of sameness in this example, YouTube. You know, You have to say a very specific person in terms of both their demographics and their psychographics. And you can Google or ask ChatGPT or the AI of your choice. What is the difference between demographics and psychographics? You need to kind of do a deep dive as to both of those things. I'll say quick and dirty. The demographics, work on that first for your ideal who for every piece of content. The demographics is like the skeleton of the ideal customer avatar that you're creating. The psychographics come next. The demographics feed into the psychographics, and the psychographics kind of puts flesh on the bones of the person, turning it into a 3D, real live, breathing human being. So you know exactly who you are creating this content for. It's not everybody. It's not all women. It's not all women over a certain age. With every decision that you make, you are narrowing the field, but you need to actually have a very detailed person that you are creating your content for. So that's the who that's at the top of that equilateral triangle for what I call the content trifecta. Okay, so if you've had a loosey goosey idea of who your ideal content consumer is, if you're a creator or you're a more traditional entrepreneur selling your stuff, ideal customer avatar, it's the same thing. Um, if you've been too loose, the keywords that you'll put in the captions on your social posts, hashtags where applicable, depending upon the platform, the hashtags that you use, the keywords in the hashtags will be too broad. If we bring this back to YouTube, the keywords in your titles, any wording that shows up on your thumbnails, your tags that you put with every video to optimize it on YouTube, those keywords will just be too broad. And YouTube's going to have a very hard time figuring out who to serve your content to first. So that's step one, is the who at the top of the content trifecta. While all three sides of the triangle are equal, and in this case, equally important, if I had to pick the thing where you start here, and what's maybe more important than the what and the why as the three prongs or the three sides of the content trifecta, well, here we go. The who is the most important thing. The who candy coats the what. What is this piece of content about, right? And what am I going to do in terms of keywords in the keyword rich but not keyword stuffed caption on a social post, or keeping this to YouTube in your show notes or your descriptions per every video. If you're just using boilerplate default upload wording, YouTube eventually just goes, nah, I'm not going to weight that. Because it's not specific to this particular video. So yeah, you like your default social media links. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about like the 1, 2, 3 lines about what this video is. You need to be more mindful about the keywords. Who is looking for this sort of stuff? A very specific who in terms of, like I just said, the demographics and the psychographics. That's going to drive, at least some of the keywords that you put in the first 1, 2, 3 sentences in your video description on YouTube, or in your social media caption on just, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. So the what gets candy coated by the who. So the jargon that you use or you don't use, the pop culture references that you use or don't use, all really needs to be driven for who this content is for. If you're not your ideal customer, you need to be very careful. And in the captions, in the descriptions or show notes, and in this case, the video itself, you really need to be mindful of your main who. What words or what terms are you going to use that might piss them off versus make them feel like this person is me, or even if they're not me, they get me and they understand me. Okay, so that's really important for you to keep in mind. Any music or sound effects that you use or don't use, say in video content, the who's going to drive the bus on that. So are you going to use music that you might like that might piss off or alienate your ideal customer avatar or ideal content consumer? Same difference. Does your ideal, content consumer like sound effects, don't like sound effects, once in a very, very blue moon? like sound effects, you know how you'll know. Understanding the demographics and the psychographics of the who should make this a whole lot easier. You don't have to be your own ideal customer or ideal content consumer to understand it. The research in terms of demographics and psychographics should make a lot of this clear. So, as you're creating the content, what is this content about? The candy coating is what will compel that particular person to you versus repel somebody else. But another way to know once you've done your demographic and psychographic research is to, then look at the top 20 competitors, the top 20 thought leaders in the space that you want to enter and sell to. If you're a traditional entrepreneur selling your own stuff, or the space that you want to go into as a creator who might get paid by the YouTube partner program, but whether you do or you don't, another great stream of income can be affiliate income. But you have to be very mindful about driving the right person with the right words and the right video experience to an affiliate link where maybe you get 20, 30, 50% cut of whatever gets sold. Whether you're selling your own stuff or you're selling somebody else's stuff, or hey, a bit of both, that's great. You need to be mindful about the who. Why are you selling what you're selling to them? Why are you driving them to certain affiliate link and sponsorship links? Why would they want to go there? How does this help them with the main what that they come to your YouTube channel or your social media accounts for, right? What is this piece of content that this person is watching? And why are they watching your YouTube video? Or why are they consuming your content on social media? What is the outcome that they want? Once they're done, we'll keep it to YouTube, watching your YouTube video. Well, I can tell you right now, if you're not solving a problem for them or helping them to satisfy a desire, you're just putting out fluff that no one or next to no one needs. So it is very, very important that the who, demographics and psychographics, candy coats the what. What are you creating? How are you going to lay it out when you're creating your video and writing the caption that goes with the social post, or writing the keyword rich but not keyword stuff description or show notes that goes with that video? And on YouTube, let's say. And then the why. You know what? You might say, well, the what will drive the why. And it does drive a lot of the bus on the why. Why is somebody watching this video? Why is someone reading a blog post? Why is somebody consuming your social media posts and content? What will drive the bus on why? A lot. However, keep in mind your who still candy coats that why. Let me give you an example. Say you are selling a weight loss solution as a product, or a weight loss course, or some downloadable that will help somebody with weight loss, right? So that's like a digital thing that you could sell. Or, you're creating content about weight loss on YouTube and social, and you're getting paid by the partner program. Hey, Miss Ruth, what's going on? Happy to see you here. Definitely start from the beginning because I'm really doing a bit of a deep discussion on the content trifecta. Ruth's one of my paid students, and I know she knows this, but hey, Ruth, for fun, why don't you tell me like what your content trifecta is, or at least the quick and dirty of it? Because the who is demographics and psychographics. Those are very detailed things. I don't need her writing a whole blog post. That's not what I'm asking you to do. And you want to, Miss Ruth. But the who, what's the demographics and the psychographics of that ideal content consumer? Same as, because Ruth does sell physical products, your ideal customer avatar. All are welcome. Let me make this clear too. All are welcome. You'll take anybody's money. Not everybody is going to be a perfect ideal customer avatar, or you will have people shopping for the ideal customer avatar, but the paying customer might not be. But you need to start with a certain point. Because the big payoff at the end for the ideal customer avatar, I will show you why you will get more views if you're really clear on the who, demographics, and psychographics. And that will drive the what you are creating in terms of content and how you're creating it to, again, compel the right person, and then maybe repel people who are not good customers for you at all. If Gen Xers, as like a quick example of a demographics is much more deep than just the generation someone comes from. But let's just say Gen X is part of, the ideal customer avatar or the ideal content consumer. Again, same thing. You might want to have not a crazy amount of sound effects. These people are in their prime, but they still have a sense of humor. They're older, but they're not quote unquote old. They're still kind of with it, so sound effects, occasionally might be fun, little bit of spice to the dish so your video isn't so plain. And hey, you might want to use music if you're using something like Epidemic Sound, which I love, unsponsored, but Epidemic Sound, and you pick music to put maybe in the background for some or all of your video, and you think, what would Gen X like? Maybe there's some light synthesizers going on in the music that you're playing, or maybe the music that you're playing, it's original work that you get through in this example, Epidemic Sound. But, it really resonates with people who came from Gen X. Say you're a Gen X creator and you're creating content for your ideal customer avatar or ideal content consumer, and part of the demographics, they come from Gen X. You're like, I like this. I'm pretty sure my ideal content consumer will like this. But you might not want to pick something that is so much like, a baby boomer might like it. If your ideal content consumer is not a baby boomer. If they are, then the music that you're going to pick is going to be music, even background music, very light, is something that you're pretty sure, because you are a baby boomer or you've researched them, you've researched what the top creators are creating and what music and sound effects they're using or not using when they create their videos. And you're saying, this feels about right. This sounds about right. A baby boomer will like this. I will tell you that the older your ideal content consumer is, the less sound effects. I mean, I'm painting with a very broad brushstroke here, but the less the sound effects that you want to use, the less GIFs and memes you want to use. And definitely, you don't want like a hyper edited video. Talk normally and just edit out any long pauses. The older the audience, the more they don't want everything to be super jump cutted when you speak. So I'm not saying don't edit your stuff at all, but you could be alienating a baby boomer audience where Gen X or older millennials might be more tolerant. And then 20s, 30s definitely want super jump cut. Like when you're speaking, it's edited so that you sound like a verbal machine gun. There's barely a puff of air in between your syllables and your words. So the who does candy coat the what you're creating in terms of that video, and then what kind of messaging you give that ideal customer avatar or you do not give them. Now, Ruth wrote something, so let me just say, hashtag live came looking for yesterday's live, but I posted in our paid group that I was doing it here today. And then I at everyone on Sunday with the post and Monday. So I'm so sorry you didn't see any of that. Ruth says that part of her demographic psychographic mix for her ideal customer avatar, she sells physical products, is new empty nesters looking for a friend to help them make their space reflect who they are currently. So I like that. So it colors what Ruth's going to do for her social media posts, general ones, product spotlight ones, videos that she'll create, because what she says and how she messages everything, she's selling home goods to somebody in a different phase of their life. You would have a very different conversation with somebody who's in their 20s, 30s, and might have babies and small children and decorating those rooms and maybe baby proofing their house. Or maybe, I'm not going to buy super fancy breakable stuff because. So this kind of helps me cap off my point about the why. I was going there. Let's go there, because the who does drive the what. What is this topic about? What is this video about? And how do I candy coat the what to make the medicine go down for my ideal content consumer, ideal customer avatar? Again, same thing. The what drives a lot of the why, because the what that they're watching the video for is going to give them ideally the why. Why am I watching this video? Or if I'm on social, why am I reading this post? What problem am I solving? What desire I want to satisfy? You would have, if you were a weight loss coach, I'll go back to my original example actually. If you're a weight loss coach or you sell weight loss products or gear for people who work out or things like that, your videos and your social media posts might use different keywords, different slang, different discussions for somebody who's 20s, 30s who had a baby and they're trying to get their, pre-baby body back versus you were talking to Gen X baby boomer who might be menopausal and now when they're doing workouts, they have to do twice the work to get half the results. So you are not creating a one size fits all video on weight loss, even for women. You're not creating a one size fits all post ideally for like all men who are looking to lose weight. Men don't have menopause, but after a certain age, like Gen X to baby boomer, they have low T or low testosterone. And then they're almost as bad as the women who might be going through or completing menopause, where they feel they have to do twice the work to get half the results. But does this make sense to you guys, both live and on the replay? Watching this video, hashtag live, hashtag replay, even if you don't have any questions or anything, the more you give this video a big thumbs up, Ruth and anybody else out there, if you could thumbs up the video, thumbs up and comments, even short ones, help to push this live out more while we're live. And then, of course, when we're in replay mode, the more data points it already has and it continues to get, the live streams replay will go out to more people. Don't forget to ask people at least 2-3 minutes in while you're providing value. If you do live streams on YouTube or elsewhere, don't forget, give them some value for a bit and then ask them to give the video a big thumbs up. Subscribe if they haven't already. I'm here on this channel helping you to learn how to do organic content marketing for sales conversions, not just on YouTube, but on social as well. Okay, so Ruth wrote like a whole bunch of stuff, but can you see the who demographics and psychographics, how that should candy coat the content that you create and the what you're talking about so that you're speaking to that particular person and not just everybody about home goods if you're Ruth, or not just everybody about weight loss if you're a weight loss coach or you sell weight loss related products. And do you see how even the why is different? So, somebody who is 20s, 30s who are trying to get their pre-baby body back, so that they look great, feel great, and now they've got the energy and the stamina to chase after their kids. If somebody is post menopause, you want them to look great, protect their health, protect their their longevity. And then you might even, especially if we're talking baby boomers, you might say, and then you have the energy and the stamina to go after your grandchildren. People are more likely to know, like, and trust you as a business owner, you as a creator, you as both. They're more likely to know, like, and trust your brand. And guess who people buy from? Even Gen Xers on down. They are more likely to buy from you because they know, like, and trust you, what you're about, and you either are them and they can see it and or feel it, or at the very least, they feel like you understand them. And that's one social media post at a time, one good YouTube video at a time. All right, so give this video a big thumb up. That will really help me out. Ruth says, middle to upper income, looking ahead to retirement and wanting to have a space that they will enjoy to spend more time in. See how Ruth really knows how, with videos, with live streams, with captions that go with her social media posts, how to have how to have a conversation with her ideal customer avatar, right? So these are all things that she can think of to do, to put, you don't have to fire all of your guns at once in a caption or in a video, but like any one of these things, she could put in a separate social media post, wrap it around one of her products, or, even a more broad post. But the keywords and the captions will help the AI for every platform, whether we're talking about YouTube or just a social media platform. With every word that you say, it's a data point, it gets measured. With every keyword you put, titles, thumbnails, tags on YouTube, keyword rich and not keyword stuff descriptions. That helps you on YouTube. Um, Keywords that you put in your captions and hashtags that you use on social. These are all data points, and the AI won't just serve you out to your current subscribers or followers. It's going to suggest or recommend your content out to who it thinks is a match. So if you're just using broad words slash keywords, you're just using broad hashtags, not only will those not help you rank and search well on YouTube or on social media, so if somebody searches on a keyword or a hashtag, you get buried in seconds. When you're using stuff that's more like custom to a particular audience, like retirement, empty nesters, um, you know, um, updating their nest, and sort of like words and phrases like that, the AI ruling each platform has a better shot of figuring out the who, seeing your content, looking at all the data points, figuring out the what, figuring out the why. Why is this particular person going to want to see this particular video or read this particular social post? What is the outcome that they want? Because then once you get that content trifecta completely dealt with, all three sides of that triangle dealt with, what YouTube's AI will do in this example is it will go, you know what? I now can use these main data points, the who, the what, the why. I'll look at all the keywords and I will go, how does this match a user's search history? And or how does this match a content consumer's content consumption history? What has this particular person looked at recently in time? Okay, well, I'm going to recommend this content out, in this case a YouTube video, out to a person and just say, hey, you might like this, right? So that's like the explore page on Instagram. It's on your homepage or up next or recommended on YouTube. It's the For You page on TikTok. These are examples of different platforms recommending your stuff out. It doesn't just random do it. It looks at all of the keywords, the hashtag, the content, and it goes who, what, why. The community that I should be serving everything out to first is contained inside the who, the what, and the why. So I have a clearer picture. Everything isn't overbroad. Not only can I rank this content and search better, but I can suggest or recommend it out to other content consumers that are kind of either a perfect match or a close enough match, and so that's cool because I'll keep people on the platform longer, right? So the AIs want to help you, not hurt you, because it's a symbiotic relationship. The longer your content keeps people on the platform, the happier the AI is, because the platform doesn't become irrelevant and suffer MySpace disease, and they get to serve out more ads to people. And they get more ad revenue too. So keeping this to YouTube, I mean, I think the best deal a creator is going to get now as they get into the partner program is 55% of the 100% of the ad revenue. And then YouTube will keep 45%. They still want 45% of way more is way more. So believe me, YouTube, its AI, and the numerous algorithms that it fires out wants to get all the data points, get that content trifecta. Inside of it is the community that is the best first match for your video, and it's going to be more likely to recommend you out more successfully faster. If your content performs pretty decently with these people, the ball will keep on rolling. You don't get a dead ball so fast. You'll get more views, you'll get more watch time on YouTube. Your stuff will be recommended out more on social. You'll get more views. If you have reels on Facebook and Insta, it'll get more watch time, and so on and so forth. But you really have to be ridiculously detailed on the who and the what and the why in order for the AI to even figure out who to recommend your stuff out to in the first place. Ruth also says These are other keywords and conversations she will have with her ideal customer avatar, which again is new empty nesters looking for a friend to help them make their space reflect where they are in life currently. So she will create content where the keywords, the hashtags, and the content itself reflects this content trifecta. How to apply the capsule wardrobe principle to their home. She can offer them decor and textiles that will be classic and evergreen and timeless, but can be edited with little tweaks and extras seasonally. So good for her. She's going to sell them stuff that's just signature and forever. And then she can help them refresh for holidays and seasons too. She says, I saw those reminders, but my brain didn't switch the day to Tuesday. I've been running like crazy running a sale. Well, she has a brick and mortar and a website that she runs. I'll forgive you, Ruth. Just give this video a big thumbs up. And I see there's a couple other people here. If I'm providing any value at all to you, even just a thumbs up helps. Hashtag live, hashtag replay. I know a lot of my students are in different time zones and not just this one, but this is just when I can go live. So hopefully, we get some more views. Okay. So that is the whole thing. The content trifecta should drive not only how you market and sell, whether it's your own stuff as a more traditional entrepreneur, but someone else's stuff. If you're like, I'm a creator and I really want to get paid by the creator economy, but I know I probably need sponsorship deals. I know I probably need affiliate income too, right? You want more than one stream of income. You don't want to just rely on the YouTube partner program, let's say. So that's fine, but you can't really sell somebody else's stuff well if you don't have a very clear picture of who, what, and why. A company can come to you and say, we want to sponsor you, but if it's not really a good match for that content trifecta and the community contained within it, you're going to have a very hard time motivating people to click on links that really don't speak to the problem that that particular person has in that particular place in their life with that particular problem to solve and that particular outcome that they want. Remember, weight loss is different for women when they're postmenopausal as opposed to pre, when they're having kids and they want their baby body back or not. So you can't just talk about weight loss for women. That's too broad. The AI is going to go, well, I'll try to rando fire this out to some people, but if it doesn't connect, I'm not going to keep recommending your stuff out. See how that works? The AIs need to, you can't find the thumbs up on the video itself. Well, thank you. Well, now everybody's giving me thumbs up. So I really appreciate that. If you want more training, on a weekly basis at least, I had to be on a year plus sabbatical because I had 3 surgeries and long recovery times from at least 2 out of the 3. So that knocked me out for a year. So I'm coming back and warming up a channel that at one point was doing really well. And that's okay. When you are pivoting a business and or you're coming back from a long sabbatical, maybe it's health or something else, or you're a brand new business, you could have a post or a video go viral or semi-viral, but especially when you're nobody and the AIs are trying to figure you out on each platform, it's not really likely to happen. It's like going and playing the lotto. Like, yeah, it could happen, but the odds really narrow. When you are launching something, coming back from a long sabbatical, or pivoting your business, your brand, and its offerings, I've been a coach full time on content marketing for sales conversions, organic only. I don't teach paid ads. I'm not against them. I just don't teach them. Um, I mean, it's been since 2015 full time. So it's 10 years. And then it was like part time. And then realizing I had a business. So let's go full time. It took 2 years before that. So say 12 years of doing this. It could take 30, 60, 90 days to really start to see the results that you want. Unfortunately, in life, when people are promising you a get rich quick scheme, however they do it, usually it doesn't happen because they're selling you snake oil. So I have to do the walk of shame for probably another month or so to really see things perk up. Am I growing my email list back? Yes. Am I growing my sales? Thank God, yes. But even I have to do the low and slow walk of shame, and I'm okay with it. On YouTube, the only good news I can give you is if you're launching a brand new channel on YouTube, you have something available to you now that I did not have back in 2013 when I launched my first YouTube channel, Woman Dash 101. I stopped putting content on that 5 years later. And then I launched content on this channel, Stacey Storino, in January of 2019. I got to 1,000 subs in like 10 months. I continued to climb and almost got to 2,000 subs. And then health happened and then the surgeries. And now I'm at like almost 1,800 subs. So I'm getting back there again, but it just takes time, right? I wish I could say in a week, in a month or less, guaranteed, boom, you're pivoting, you're starting fresh, or you're, rebuilding, that you're going to get fast results. But on YouTube, if you launch a brand new, fresh YouTube channel, you have no content on it. You set it up, you optimize it, you launch it, ideally with 3 videos. 3 to 5 is what the advice says. You have something called YouTube Easy Mode that goes on for YouTube's kind of cagey about how long it is. Daryl Eves, who is like my YouTube expert, says about 12 weeks. For about the first 12 weeks that you launch content on a fresh, brand new, well optimized, well launched channel, YouTube will have you in easy mode, where meaning it will push you out and really recommend you way more than you would get normally, because YouTube's pretty competitive, so it wants to give new people a real good chance. If your stuff performs at all, you'll keep the magic going for up to and through about 12 weeks approximately. But by then you built a head of steam and you have an audience, so that could keep going and going and going after the training wheels to the bike drops off. Does that make sense? Ruth, let me know if that makes sense, how I described it. So in 2013, Woman 101 did not have the benefit of YouTube Easy Mode. In 2019, when I launched this channel, I did not have the benefit of YouTube Easy Mode. I got to 1,000 subs in a couple of months, but I wonder what I could have done with YouTube Easy Mode. I'm coming back to a mature channel. I am not going to get YouTube Easy Mode, and I know that. But I'm saying this to other people who will watch this live or on the replay, because if you're in a similar position, especially on YouTube, you got to be patient. Root said I had to close the chat. The Speckled Loon says, "Good morning. Hey, girl, what's going on? Good morning. Restocking after a spring show. Traffic at the show was a bit sparse, but I had decent sales total. Good. I did a paid ad, email, and regular post to invite people to my booth, and it saved me." Yeah, free and paid content's always going to save you if you know what you're doing. And I don't teach paid ads. Now, I'm not saying paid ads are wrong. I think she probably heard me, the Speckled Loon, and she knows me for how many years. Um, I think paid ads are good when it's fiscally responsible for you to do it. You not only have proof of concept, hey, I sold something to somebody that didn't know me from Adam and they didn't return it, they didn't have complaints. Good. Your business has proof of concept. Now rinse and repeat to get to break even, to get to profit, right? Once you're profitable, I don't have any problem because you have a business that's working, right? Your website is working, your sales are working, your customer service is working, your social media and your YouTube channel, even if it's just tiny little bits of growth and tiny little bits of action. But with YouTube Easy Mode nowadays, it might be better. You're like, ooh, could I do paid ads to help me? On social media at least, and or to drive traffic to my website. I would not recommend doing paid ads on YouTube to build up your YouTube. That's a whole nother concept for a whole nother day. But I will say that I will say that paid ads make sense once you have an actual business. It's like buying a tank of gasoline and saying, "Well, I want to pour it on the fire and blow it up." You'll do it if you have a workable, provable business. Otherwise, paid ads will just make a failing concept fail faster. It doesn't matter the platform. It doesn't matter how. The maxim is held for generations. It's still good today, or I wouldn't use it. So paid ads can be fine as long as it's fiscally responsible for you to run them, and you have a business that, even if it's a teeny tiny little baby fire, but it's there and it's steady and it's weeks and it's months and you're happy, boom, you run ads that you can afford to run. You're pouring gasoline on an actual fire, and you should see good results as long as you understand how to run ads and you use a target audience properly. Oh my goodness. The things that I talked about for the content trifecta should also help you to target the right audience for paid ads as well. But I don't teach paid ads, so I don't want to go too far off the reservation. Speckled Loon says other vendors were complaining about it being slow. Thank goodness my customers showed up. So, whether you are running a sale on a website, um, whether you are like Ruth Dalga and you're driving traffic to both a website and a brick and mortar business, or you're like the Speckled Loon where you do shows out in person, um, you know, you've got to drive more traffic to your business to do more business. If you don't have an email list, that's crazy because, like I said, more towards the top of the hour, around 3/4 of your sales should come from whether they're buying at a website, buying at a store, buying at an event. 3/4 of your sales roughly should be coming from your email list. If someone's not willing to get on your email list, they are very unlikely going to buy from you. I'm not saying they never do, but like if they're not willing to get a coupon from you to opt into your email list and it's free for them to get on and off your email list, that doesn't cost them anything. If they don't want your coupon, or if you're not a physical products business and you have like a quick start guide like I do at don'tbeafakeGuru.com, totally free. If they don't want your freebie, or if it's like a little mini course or something like that, or a webinar, and they don't even want to go to learn from you, then I promise you they weren't looking to buy from you anyway. When somebody's willing to get on your email list, especially if they have a coupon, they're more likely to turn in that coupon within a reasonable period of time. If they get a freebie from you and they're happy with the freebie, they might say to themselves, well, if the free thing was this good and I feel like they way over delivered, they should be charging for this freebie. It is just so good. Even if they're not charging tons of money, I'm like, I can't believe that this is free. Then I wonder what their paid offerings are like. So again, people who are on your email list are way more likely to buy from you than people who float free. Again, I'm not saying it's impossible, but look at the Speckled Loon. She let people know that she was going to an event via email. Well, you know, I'm sure that helped. Um, and in fact, you can't just email people once about a sale, once about I'm running a promotion or a coupon for a limited time, or once about, hey, I'm going to be at this craft fair. You really have to send several emails because obviously, not everybody opens every email that they get. So if the Speckled Loon knew a week ago that she was going to a craft fair, she should have sent for best results a week beforehand, 3 days beforehand, 2 days beforehand, the day beforehand, and then maybe one, two, three emails the day that she was there at the fair. So, Speckled Loon, if you didn't do that, believe it or not, that would behoove you. I had 2 weeks ago one of my paid students, Mike Reinhard. He said in the comments for my video, not last week, but 2 weeks ago, Mike had said, I follow Stacey's advice when it comes to the volume of emails. I used to be kind of timid about sending emails because I didn't want to seem too pushy and too much. But she's right. I'm a business owner. If they're on my email list, they either bought from me, they want to buy from me, they're buying from me. If they're not and they're just hanging out and they're happy, that's fine. But guess what? I'm here to sell stuff. If I don't make offers, I won't make money. So he sells through his email list more often anyway. But like he had a site wide sale that was good for 24 hours. He talked about it via email and social too, social media posts too. He talked about it 3 days before, 2 days before, the day before. We're live, so at least one email on sales day. But what I teach when you're doing like a site wide sale or something like that, or you're a coach and it's the last day, carts closing on something you're selling, or enrollment in your course for the month or the quarter, you actually need to send an email to your list 3 times that day. You're going to have people from all different time zones. So unless you have fancy email software that will give you the best times, if you're going to run 3 emails that day, just do one breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And you can even do a fourth email where it's like a 1 hour reminder before the site wide sale expires. And that can be super short and sweet. And you can just be like, listen, just covering my butt because you could have saved 30% off site wide and I don't want you to be angry at me. So like 3 to 4 emails the day of an event, 3 to 4 emails the day it's cart close or enrollment is closing, 3 to 4 emails when you are at an event. One is actually not enough, but one is better than none. So I want to encourage the speckled loon. I'm really glad that she did that. And the same thing with your social media posts. A week out, if you've got that much time, just teasing the event or the sale or the coupon or whatever. And then, a little bit of a breather for 2, 3 days. And then 3 days before, 2 days before, one day before, boom, day of, sales started. Maybe that's around breakfast. Reminder, sales open 24 hours around lunch. And then dinner time, if that's going to be your last email, then have that be a short, sweet CYA email. But extra bonus points if you do one, and you'll probably schedule that one to go off with maybe a countdown timer. Maybe you do at least 2 countdown timers. The last email that you're going to send the day of a coupon expiring or a site-wide sale or something like that, you could have all 3 to 4 emails with a countdown timer, but at least 1 to 2 of them should have it. I like Centric. I'm just going to type the name of it. Obviously not sponsored. Obviously, I'm not giving you some affiliate link or something, because quite frankly, they're a great source for free or freemium countdown timers. They will give you a code, and even if you're using MailChimp, it's easy. They have a code block and they tell you where to put your custom code in different colored lettering in the code block. Once you tap it and you open it up, and you would just copy and paste the countdown timer that you set up with Centric, and you just paste it over the colored code, like put your custom code here, I think it says. Boom, too easy. So let me put Centric and make sure that, did Centric come up in the comments? Let me know really quickly on the live stream or the replay. Sendtric. Does anybody have any questions about what I talked about today? Whether we're talking about email marketing and social media post campaigns too. I would follow the same cadence. Drive them to your live event, drive them to your table, drive them to your website, drive them to the store if it's a coupon day or a big sale. Like, you really have to drive people because they are not opening up every email and people get super busy. And if you don't think this works for email marketing, you can go Google, or ask AI, and it's going to tell you something very similar. But just being a full-time coach, email marketing, organic content marketing for 10 years, it doesn't just work for me. It works for my 7-figure success clients, including mega influencer Joe's Dairy Bar and Grill. They're a mega influencer on TikTok, meaning they have well over 1 million followers on TikTok. And then all the customers that I've had, the paid customers, thousands and thousands of them. Thank you, Ruth. Yeah, it's in the comments. My send button's a little weird today. I don't know if it's wonky. Does anybody have any questions for me about the content trifecta, or how that should drive not only how you create your content and what people see and hear in it, but it's also going to twist like the why people are watching the video, why people are consuming your social media posts, and how it really helps the AIs to recommend or suggest your content out to probably disproportionately the right people. Just going to take a quick drink. Going once, going twice. Sold. If anybody on the replay has a question or a comment, or even just put hashtag replay to just keep pushing this live stream out, that would be great. Make sure you also give this video a big thumbs up. It's kind of like you're giving me a tip for, at this point, over 48 minutes of free coaching and answering questions and recognizing folks. I'll recognize you in the replay mode too in the comments section. I'm happy to help anybody and everybody that I can. And if you want your organic content marketing to bring you more sales conversions, whether you're selling your own stuff or driving people through to a sponsorship link because you're getting paid by a sponsor, or you're trying to get a cut of affiliate income by selling somebody else's stuff, this is the right place. You're in the right place. I have a ton of evergreen videos that are, still public. Definitely check it out. I will talk to you guys later. Bye.